Well, so we're back. Now we have to start a discussion on what has gone on following the demolition exercise by the Tema Development Corporation in the community in the Tema West constituency of the Greater Accra region. We're talking about Adjei, Kojo, and some of these residents following that very demolition or eviction exercise still don't have a main place to stay. Particularly, it's been reported widely in the media that their living conditions are not in the best of shape. Now, we've had correspondents who have gone onto the ground to try to ascertain what really has gone on, and also how the current state of those evictees are, and what efforts are being made by the National Disaster Management Organization to improve their plight. In the meantime, though, we went to the ground. We spoke to some of those evictees and how they are coping with life currently.
Yeah, that tent no me makita nkwala 5. Yeah, that tent no mo abasa ombe tent no nti me mhihye na me nkwala no dwane ye 4 na Canada assassin so ho na ketuwa no sane ya wo me ni bebi amede ne ba akota ene ya sisa ne Emmanuel tie wo say betena no musa akwa na fe na wonya 5 months.
Sisi mi fi adwuma ba me park ka na no be rush me wo ka no ono mbisa tent info ne de na me so yen ne da tent nim omo ba ya wan kan hwe no mututu ye na omo de tent ne ene yen keta e wo mu nyina omo de nyina akọ
sisi aye wo no mu no na police for any soldier for no buy ebe tutu tent na omo de amaye no omo tutu ni nyina yes ka 5 million eda mu sisi omo amaye amfa bibia wo na omo fa de ko ye
na omo ma mo notice bibi omo kan bibi chairman san
pacho de bi omo kan bibia anchire ye nim krabo so omo ba.
Well, so those are the concerns of the residents. These tents were provided by the National Disaster Management Organization. Now, these tents have been taken away. We don't know really for what reasons, but the lady who went to the ground is in the studio. Matilda, thanks for joining me this morning. What was the situation of the residents when you went there? Well, we can't say they are not residents because they are evictees, really.
Okay. Yesterday, as at 9 p.m., we were...
That was the time you went there in the evening?
That was the time we got there. So when we got there, we were actually expecting most of them to be asleep as at then because they do not have light there now. So we got there and realized some of the residents were seated outside. So I tried engaging them in a conversation to find out what exactly they were doing at that particular moment. And they told me, okay, the tents being provided to them by NADMO is not so big enough. So they have given theirs to mothers with babies so that they can use it. But for the men, they will be seated outside for the time being. So as we were engaging them, we realized that the patrol police, about 7 cars, moved to the area. But because of what happened the previous days that we went to the residence where my cameraman was almost shot by
the task force, some
yes.
of the task force members.
Yes. So because of that, we had to quickly hide in our cars to see what exactly they were up to. So we were just there waiting for them to leave so that we can get to the residence. And then when we got back to them, we asked them what exactly they had come there to do. And they told us the tents being provided to them by NADMO had been taken off by the official, the security personnel who came in. So they've asked them to move out of the place at that night. But they have...
That's yesterday now?
That was yesterday around 10:30 p.m. around that time. So a mother with, I think with a 5-month-old baby, her tent was taken away from her. So...
That's a woman.
Yes,
that's very woman.
That
with a 5-month baby.
With a 5-month
baby. So now that the tent, so.
Oh yeah, the baby. Yeah, Brady, how did you know? Ne, the Abessina is a cat. Yeah, bet's no money, Emma. I fear some way you see. Yeah, come baby, a higher neada. And run a joa, your name is Anka. Ye wa hotomu de ba no o ma sabe twe yeso atuo ha tent kro o ma fix ya ma ye kro mo be yi tent no mu de ko fiti anu ase de ye ti hoy sara na ye ti amade achi sesi aso ye ma wo school So Muba says, I have an homo better. What would never be answered?
Matilda, so what was the import of what she was saying?
Well, we spoke to her this dawn. After we left there last night, we had to go back this dawn to see how things were. So we realized she was still seated outside with her kids. So I asked her at that time, what was she doing? And she was in tears, telling me that she was part of those whose tents were taken yesterday. So she was seated outside. She had to spend the night in the open, just like that. So she was just pouring out her frustration to us, telling us she has
definitely these residents need a lot more assistance.
Exactly.
That just go beyond the assistance they might get from NADMO and the other benevolent authorities, right?
Yeah.
At least some philanthropic gesture will be the best thing for them.
Yeah.
But once they have the official tents taken away by so-called security, and I'll come to the issue of the security people, it means that they'll need access to some other alternatives, perhaps mosquito-treated nets, etc.
Yeah.
Would they get access in any way?
I think for now, those who were spared, there were some who were spared, whose tents were not taken off. I spoke to a 70-year-old woman. She said she was spared because of her age and then the number of children she had in her tent. But most of them had the mosquito net being given to them by NADMO. And a church also came in some time ago to support them with mosquito nets. For that one, they have enough. Most of them have tied that one to trees around and then just sleep.
Or stalks around.
Yes, so that is how they are.
Let us get to watch this very old woman and listen to what she was saying.
But me not that's a pa until me we my friend now the bar no no I go from 6 what you show to me so just calling you na wa park a hide me shedim na papa no the can here at the bar one of the one na wala grammar no the one says from Shale I know bada what Shale what fa ben asase no so that na what ha would say ochina e be the imbuza but buza he nyina mo fi ha mo akọ Moya Casamachina Monte, me Pomocho Biala, won't a woman adinchi. Na a catch or a moon to walk to tidies and a moon to them from what dosh. Until one kaya more, ye, Nanapa, you are me, be yet, and I be ye, Nala.
So do the translation for us, Matilda.
Well, basically what she was saying is that last night as she was sleeping in the tent with her kids, she just heard someone calling her. So she only came out to see a heavy presence of military and police personnel in the area. And they were asking her what she was doing there at that moment. Of course, she was sleeping, but they still asked her what she was doing. And she told them that this is where she is with her family. And then she told us that the police the security personnel were telling her to leave the land. They were just about taking off her tent, but she had to plead with them. And I think her age too is possibly one of the factors why her net wasn't taken off. Yes.
The security personnel who came in to take off the nets from these evictees, did you find out where they're coming from?
No, I didn't find out where exactly they were coming from. You know, one like I told you earlier on, the reason why we didn't want to approach them as at that time was
because you had a bad encounter the first time
with them.
So you didn't want to. Perhaps you might be a victim of.
Yes. Probably if we get to them, and
you might not even get adequate compensation though.
They will just
you might end up being a victim. I mean, just on the lighter note.
They might just sack us from the area, and then we might not even get the people to tell us what exactly had happened. So, you know, we were just trying to play safe at that moment to get our story. Yeah. Those people had woken up at that time. They were still this dawn where they were praying, and then others were also starting. Some were packing their things out of the area. They tell me they still do not have.
I mean, the state is very pathetic.
Yeah, they just want.
As a reporter, when you go onto the field like this, and particularly when the last 2 days or 3 days you've been to these areas, what goes through you?
It's quite emotional, you know. seeing this woman who just played, I just saw myself like could be my mom or my grandmom, and just seeing her go through that, I'm just wondering that it would be hard just to come to work and then go home, realize that all our place has been taken, where we are managing to has also been taken off. It's very sad, you know. They made a statement which, in a way, I sided with them. We are not condoning illegalities, but looking at the situation, they refer to refugees in Bujumbura camp, where they made mention that, you know, these are not even residents, these are not Ghanaians, but they have been provided a place to live. At least if for one or two reasons they become victims of such a situation, at least they should be given some grace period, or at least a human face should be added when things of this sort are undertaken. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. So where will you be going next? Because definitely once the tents have been taken, and these tents were provided by the National Disaster Management Organization, perhaps we need a lot more answers.
Exactly, we need more answers. We would go back to the place, find out how things are, get all the authorities to respond, and let's see how best to address this situation, because it's a very delicate thing. These families have a lot of numbers, and if the situation is not well managed, they could end up being miscreants in the community. So I think the authorities should step in and then address the situation very well.
Well, thank you very much, Matilda Maga, our correspondent. She went to Adjei, Kojo, areas along Solomon City, Straha, and these areas are housing the evictees following the demolition exercise undertaken by the Tema Development Corporation. And of course, the exercise was undertaken by the TDC because they claimed that those who had occupied the lands at the time didn't have the right permits or were not rightful owners of the land. So we will again try to look on the subject in subsequent edition of the AM show. In the meantime, though, we'll have to take a short break. Please get interactive. What's your own concerns about all these that is going on? Do you think that perhaps this very exercise should have been undertaken with a lot more human face than it has been? And if you were in such a position, how do you empathize with those who have been affected? Please get interactive. We have a page on Facebook. Please log on to that page, Joynews on TV, and also use the short code 1760 to get interactive with us. We're taking a short break. We'll be right back.
Yeda tent no mene memba mekita nkwala 5 yeda tent no mo abasa ombe yi tent no nti me mhihye na mene nkwala no dwane ye for na Canada assassin so wo na ketuwa no sene ya wo mu ni bebi amene ne ba akota ene ya sisa ne amano nti e wo se ye betena no musa akwa na fe na wonya 5 months.
Sisi mi fi adwuma ba me park ka na no be rushe mi wo ka no ono mbisa misa tent info ne de na mi so ye ne eda tent nim omu ba ya wan kan hwe no mututu ye na omu de tent ene yen keta ewo mu nyina omu de nyina akọ
sisi aye wo no mu no na police for any soldier for no ba e betutu tent na omu de amaye no omu tutu ni nyina yes ka 5 million eda mu sisi omu amaye amfa bibia wo na omu fa de ko ye
na omu ma mo notice bibi omu kan bibi chairman san
pacho de bi omu kan bibia ankyere ye nim krabo so omu ba.
Well, so we're opening the phone lines on this very subject. It's not a laughing matter. It's a serious humanitarian issue. And, well, what do we have to? Just have to announce the phone lines.
Yes,
and
that's
you're very cognizant with the phone lines as well.
0302211691 or 0302211692. 0302211691 Roland 211691
211691/2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it?
I got it.
Sure.
Okay, so please, the number is 030221169102. You see how I'm mentioning it? She said 0311. Fast. Very intelligent co-host, right? Please get interactive. It's not a laughing matter, though. But just looking at the humanitarian state of those evictees on those Adjei Kojo lands, and the exercise was undertaken by the TDC. Do you share with a concern that this very exercise should have been taken with a better human face than it has been? Well, we seem to have somebody on the line. Irene, good morning. Where are you calling from? Hello, Irene. Hello, Irene. Well, please go ahead. Hello, Irene. Hello, who is on the line, please? Well, so again, the phone lines are 030221169 1 or 2, and so again the numbers are 030221169 or 2. So please get interactive, call us and let us know what your thoughts are on this very exercise. Do you think that, or share also the concerns being raised out there that the exercise was undertaken without any human face at all? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, please. Your thoughts.
Hello.
Yes, please share your thoughts with us. Well,
can you hear me, please?
Please, I can hear you fully, loud and clear. Can you hear me? Please, can you lower the volume on your set? Again, we're having some trippings on the line. Again, the number 030221169 or 2. We'll get you interacting with us.
Hello, Matthew.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Matthew.
Yeah, please, would like to contribute the program.
Okay, we hear you.
Please, what I would like to say is that the government should step inside, because all this things that is going on, people will tend to blame the government. So I would suggest that the government should step in, because it's very pathetic. It's very bad that somebody wasting all his lifetime years building and one day demolishing it. And the police personnel or the security personnel should be talked to. That's what I would suggest. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Matthew, for that contribution. And we have Karim. Hello, Karim.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. We're listening, we're hearing your thoughts, Karim.
Yes, my suggestion is that first and foremost, I would like a piece of advice to you, my sister, precisely. You are on air. The way you start and what you are wearing, personally, I'm not happy as a sister. A piece of advice. Don't be...
Thank you very much, Karim.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Well, please get interactive. We have, again, the numbers 030221169 or 2. Please get interactive with us. And would want to go back to the evictees and also get to hear them again, especially that very old woman who at least was given that very tent, spared by supposedly those armed men. We hear there are policemen who came to the area during the night.
No, I go from 6 where show. To make sure the soldier calling in our park a high day. Mr. Dim, never pan or the can here or the bar. One of the one number, a grammar or the woman says from Shelley. I know about that. I know what say. Shelley, what for bring us? No, should I know what the ham would say. Or China, a bit the imbuza, but booster hanging with you have more, more your customer Monte. Monty, me pomocho biala, uncha woman adinchi, na nam catch or a moon to chardy, then a moon to them from what dosh. Until one kayam, ye, Nanapa, you had me be yet, and I be me in Allah.
And this time we have Rashid from Adjei Kojo. Rashid?
Hello. Yeah, hello.
Well, you stay close to the area. What are your thoughts?
What I have to say is, what they are doing is not right. You see? Yeah, are you with me?
Yes, please. We are with you. Please go ahead.
Okay. We are all Ghanaians. And nobody came in this world with a land. You see? And those people living there, they are Ghanaians too. So if you are moving them over there, where do you want them to go? Yeah.
But do you agree that law is law, and if you're undertaking development, you need to make sure you get access to the right piece of land?
Yeah, but who sold the land to the people?
In this instance, we're being told that it is the traditional authority in the area.
Oh, it's not good. It's not good. But they have to give them a time. You see? It's very pretty. Look at the lady, the way she's struggling with the baby. Eh? If God wanted to catch them, my brother, they will suffer. God will punish them because of those kids that are suffering there and those old ladies. If they are, excuse me to say, if they are your mothers, how will you feel? Very bad and very pretty. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Rashid, calling from the neighborhood at Adjei Kojo and giving us his thoughts on the subject.
Yes, we have Matthew on the line. Hello, Matthew. Benjamin.
Yeah, hello. Good morning, Roland, and your beautiful lady. How are you?
Good morning.
We're fine. We're fine.
Oh, okay. I was just watching the clip, and I was just crying. It's very pathetic. But I think Ghanaians, or maybe I have to say most Ghanaians, we are not responsible. Sometimes we need to go into details when we are buying land, because this thing keep on rising, and almost every 2-5 years you see demolition going on, and it's very, very pathetic. But I think we need to ask a lot of questions. Who sold the land to who? Because I saw something. I was listening to somebody, and I understand that he bought the land from that same people. So I think this journalists, you need to really help those people by going into details as to how they acquired the land and blah, 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 blah. But in a nutshell, what I want to say is that we need to be more responsible. When we are buying land, we have to get the details. We need to be very sure that the land that we are buying is from the right source before we develop. Otherwise, we'll keep on doing the same thing and we'll keep on suffering. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Benjamin, for that contribution.
Oh, so again, the lines are already on the screens. Please get interactive. Very easy for you to do. We have from Sunyani, Alexandra. Hello, Alexandra.
Hello.
Well, how are you? And please give us your contribution for the...
we are doing well. Yeah, really, I think this is a Ghanaian attitude, and which we have to stop. Looking at the time the people came and started the whole project there, there were some people who saw them. Why didn't they tell them at that time to stop? And waited for them to develop, and then at this time you are evacuating them. At this point in time, looking at even the woman with a child, I don't know where that person is going to keep those children at this time of the year. Looking at the cost of material to construct those things. So Ghanaians should be up and doing. When you see the thing starting or beginning, you have to take care of that before it becomes a problem. You don't wait for the people to stay there and then they become used to the place and you go and stand there that you are using the law to demolish their structures.
Alex,
it's a bad attitude of Ghanaians.
Alex, you are referring to the authorities' responsibility.
Yeah, I'm also referring to the authorities. They don't take actions when things begin in small cases. They wait for it to develop into a big one, then they now come out with their law to destroy poor people in their country.
Now, Alex, how do you respond to the concern being raised that, on the other hand, though, people seem to indiscriminately develop lands just because they've purchased them without undertaking particularly due diligence on whether the lands where they are located are legal or not?
But I think some people sold that land to them, and some people gave them permit to build. Where were the authorities when they were, those people who are giving the permits? Are they not also part of those authorities who came to destroy it? So they should always have, I think they have to work together to make sure that when they are giving permits, they know where they are giving the permit for. Not to sit in the office there and just be doing what they think books can do.
Well, thank you very much, Alexander. And Alexander speaking to us from Sunyani in the Bonafu region.
So we talk to Nana Yao. Hello, Nana Yao.
Hello, sister. Good morning.
Good morning. Your contribution, Nana?
Yeah, my contribution. I want to know, it's true that the traditional people sold the land to them. During the first day, we saw people with coat of arms on their paper. So who gave or who authorized that paper to them? Where was TDC? And how come demolition day, a TDC, a person who is not in the security service, pull out a gun? And up to now, nothing has been done about it. And see somebody with a 5-month baby there, sleeping outside since yesterday up to today. In their tent, they have just demolished everything. So at least TDC and TMA should back up and go and see the traditional rulers and sort things out. And at least they should have let them be there and sell the land back to them. Because they are all Ghanaians. Some people from Burkina, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo have purchased Ghana land. And we, the citizens, we are not even getting lands to buy and build a house. So at least we should have patience with them. That's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nana. Okay, so you heard them, but I think so too.
Yeah.
They should have given them some period of time, to vacate.
I guess that's why a lot more critics are saying that the exercise should have been undertaken with a lot more human face than it was. Well,
I think they're too harsh on them.
Yeah, it's a very pathetic humanitarian issue. We'll see how that goes as far as the intermediary efforts by various philanthropic agencies, NADMO, etc., to get some relief to those people.
Okay. So on this note, we have some interesting, sad or whatever news for you. Roland, will you break the news?
Okay. Tomorrow will be her last time on the show. Mama will be returning back to join me.
But not to worry. On the 11th of February, I'll be on the evening show from 7 to 9 or 10, 8 to 10 or something.
That's it by way of the latest news we have for you on the AM show, which is always live on the Joynews channel of Multi TV. My name is Roland Walker.
And I am Nana Kusiakne. Have a nice day. Bye.